starting. There we go. Hey, what's up, fangirls and fanboys? It's episode 111, maybe, of the Electric Fancave.
Oh my god, we don't even know what episode.
We don't even know what episode it is, but that's not important.
This is a good start.
Special.
What's important?
Fun fact: that's not the only thing we're not going to know.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Foreshadowing.
Spoiler alert.
This is gonna, today we are hosting our own Effies because F the Emmys, and also because Electric Fancave Emmys kind of sounds like Effies. The Emmy Awards happened 1 week ago, so we're going to talk about what we think it should have gone down like. And introduce our own awards categories so that we can give things the fair shake that they didn't get at the Emmy Awards. So let's just get down to it. What do you think?
Sure.
All right. So here we have me, as always, Corgan Vaughn, Kristen over there, and then joining in my living room here, we have producer Bree.
Woo!
And we have Wesley Jacks, fresh from China.
Great to be here.
So hopefully he can bring light to some Chinese shows that maybe should have gotten nominated, huh?
Right. That's Chinese show.
That's Chinese show. That's going to be one of our categories.
We gave that one out yesterday.
At the special,
because we don't have time for
special Effies.
Effies. Yeah, exactly. We don't have that kind of time budget around here
For random foreign shows.
Yeah. Wes. Hi, welcome back.
Thank you. I did just spend the last year in Beijing, which means I watched tons of American TV, not really, in the last year. So my contributions will be limited, but enthusiastic, which is what I'm looking for.
That basically is how we run this show anyway. Limited knowledge.
Maybe that should be our tagline.
Yeah.
Our information is limited, but we're enthusiastic.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm for that.
Taglines.
And Bree, how you doing?
I'm good. What? In terms of what? How am I doing?
And it wasn't like a trick question.
Off to a good start, guys.
That was more complicated than I expected it to be. You know,
Okay.
Just life. Life is what it is. Bree provided us with the Effie Award.
Heyo, there it is.
Which will, for those at home,
and just cut it into pieces for people.
Yeah.
Like
I was thinking,
Tina Fey.
Yeah, Mean Girls breaking the tiara.
No, Tina Fey and Leslie Knope each got half the Emmy.
Half the Emmy. That's right.
I don't know if they really gave that. Or
no,
I
don't. I think that was a gag, is what that is. For those that didn't watch, for the record, the Tina Fey and Amy Poehler won an Emmy together, a joint Emmy. And so when they came and presented at the actual Emmy Awards, they had two halves of one Emmy. They said they had one. Yeah.
Good times.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think it was a big.
Yeah. But it was funny when they're announcing the nominees and everybody else is just one person, like normal. And then it's like, oh, they're just two halves of the same person. Yeah. So we're just going to announce them together.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess because with the Emmys, you submit for them, so like
an episode, right? And they co-hosted that episode of SNL, and so they were the co-hosts.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder theoretically,
the Emmys are a complete write-in campaign. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, not exactly.
And then they compile the nominees from there.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It's like
interesting.
County Fair.
I feel like maybe we should think about this.
To submit your project or your cow, and then they choose from among those.
Yes. You choose the Emmys like you choose a prize cow.
Or like the table setting.
That's how it works.
The table setting.
Don't
bring that up. That's touchy.
That's a touchy subject. Sorry, Kat's mom, if you come across this. The table setting competition is a touchy subject. But that's why you always see all those like for your consideration things everywhere. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my news feed was covered in the for your consideration for Kimmy Schmidt. It was just like,
who are you friends with?
I figured, like, what am I going to do about that?
Yeah, it's like I don't have any control over that. But I guess they.
How many people are in the academy or whatever?
I don't know.
Many a person.
Producer Bree, shouldn't you be Googling such things? I don't know. This is Bree has her Siri to check on.
He never.
He's already over fact checking this episode.
I don't even know what question to ask.
Well, should we just get to the origin? Should we just get to the name of the
Emmys?
That's a different question.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah, that's not it.
Looking.
It's looking.
The answer is about $8.60 US dollars.
That makes sense.
What?
I don't know what it asked.
She asked, well, it says, what's the origin of the name of the Emmys? And Siri responded, the answer is about $8.60.
That's how much Siri wants to answer the question.
Yeah. She's extorting you.
So I'm just going to go to Wikipedia.
That's probably the best way to do it. So we can give a little history. Should we do one category out the gate and talk a little bit? Kristen, where should we start on our Fancave Emmys?
Are we doing our own, or are we talking about the ones from last week? I'm confused.
We can do both. We can do one of our own.
Okay. Let's go with best opening credits.
Ooh, best opening credits.
Because if we had a technical Emmys, I feel like this would have been in the technical Emmys.
This is our creative arts Emmys right here.
Yeah.
So what did we have? Some of them we had some nominees. Did you write out any on that one?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did
you? Best opening credits, I had Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
I had Jessica Jones, and I had Man in the High Castle.
Ooh, that is tricksy.
I do think the quality of Game of Thrones has gone down over the years, but their opening credits are always on point. I love them.
That's true. That
Simple,
should be
great song
included in that, and it's iconic too. When someone starts humming it or something like that, you're like, oh, it's Game of Thrones. Yeah. So I'll give them that.
Oh well, that's a little general there. I mean, I have absolutely zero idea what you're talking
about. See.
This is like one of those things when you keep explaining it as if it's going to now make magical sense to me.
That's okay.
Don't ever heard it.
What were you going to say?
Marvel Symphonic Universe here.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh. I watched Game of Thrones with my friend Karen, and I also watch Outlander with her. Oh. And she would always fast forward through the opening credits of Outlander because I really like the opening sequence. But then I would tell her that I get bored during the beginning of Game of Thrones. Please fast forward through that.
So you're inconsistent, is what you're saying.
No.
I don't know what the Outlander credits are like, but this is a tough
song
because
I could sing it.
Stranger Things, I want to say, is just so great because of the font. And the nostalgic factor of it, and
it's not too long.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that over Jessica Jones because the Jessica Jones music is so quiet and difficult to hear. So the whole thing is really cool looking and stuff, but it doesn't have that punch that Stranger Things has.
Interesting. Okay,
it's great because there's a built-in laugh line, which is Finn Wolfhard's name. Every time I see Finn Wolfhard's name, I just crack up a little bit, even though I'm not supposed to. So it always delights me in the Stranger Things opening. It's really slow, it's nostalgic, it's iconic, and then I get to chuckle.
Chuckle a bit. He does have a ridiculous name. That is
kind of amazing.
Yeah, So to me, as a voter in this room, I'm going to say Stranger Things.
Okay.
Anyone?
I'm so torn because you're going to Stranger Things, I take it. Or are you going to Game of Thrones? Are we adding that to our list of nominees?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not destroying your list. I'm going with Stranger Things. Yes.
I hear you. You don't have to destroy my list. My list is limited to the shows that I've watched and can remember their opening scenes with any kind of callback.
Clarity.
The only reason I really used these ones was because I remember distinctly without even revisiting them being and I actually remember of all the normally my tweeting consists of just retweeting Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I specifically tweeted, and I remember this saying that the opening credits of Man in the High Castle was worth it. Even just on that, you should watch it just based on the opening credits. The map was cool, the music was great. For history of what if scenarios anyway, and so like the concept of the show was cool, and I just thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I rarely super care about opening credit scenes, and it's funny that I think
that's the thing. You usually do skip. You know?
Usually you skip them, and like I think especially with network shows, if you're watching them online, you're like binging it. You're like, oh, I gotta watch the opening scene again. Whereas I feel like with Netflix and then with this Amazon show, they like put considerable time into their opening credits and are like want to make them count for whatever reason, but I don't know why. But even like Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, that theme song is the most. I mean, you will hum it for days.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
So I mean, if we want to add a comedy to the mix, that one is also genius.
Yes.
And it's quite the earworm. So I'm going to go with Man in the High Castle just because I remember distinctly loving it so much when I first saw it.
All right. But I think based on consensus, the Fancave Effie goes to Stranger Things.
It does.
And here.
How do you think it works? You vote.
Did you leave?
We lost Bree.
That's typical.
First Effie of the night.
First Effie goes to Stranger Things for the night, which is also fun about the Effies because the Stranger Things wasn't even eligible for the Emmys this year.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. No.
Let's go to my other favorite category. Actually, not my really favorite, but probably. One of my favorite categories was Best Face.
Okay.
3 nominees.
Best Face.
3 nominees for Best Face, all of which were Lin-Manuel Miranda because he makes the best faces. And before you say, hey, he was in a play, not on TV, I feel like he's been in enough like talk shows and stuff to warrant a Best Face nomination.
He was also in the show Difficult People on Hulu.
I didn't watch that. Mainly because that show makes me cringe just watching the commercials. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to watch an entire episode, even if he's in it.
It's hard to watch. They are very difficult.
They're so terrible.
Yeah.
Like, even the promo picture of them sitting on the, like, spreading out over the entire subway thing so no one can sit down makes me so uncomfortable.
It just causes anxiety on looking
so
at it.
much anxiety.
Yeah.
So much.
Because that is the worst, so it makes perfect sense.
It is the worst. But his face probably would have been worth it just because it's, like, so loving. He loves everything. And I want people just to make memes of him looking at, like, a plate. You know, and then, like, the face that he's looking at, like President Obama or that person who was giving a speech during the Tonys that was, like, so incredible.
Oh, he's so delightful. I mean, are you familiar with the Lin-Manuel face?
Generally, I mean, I've seen his face before.
Actually,
what is the Lin-Manuel
I mean, like,
face?
just that he's, like, he loves everything. In fact, right now, my phone background
See, that face is so great. Oh! I know. Didn't I send you all those photos?
You know, like... He's just a nice guy who likes things.
Well, there is a Tumblr, an older Tumblr called Kim Jong-il Looks at Things, or I think it's or Kim Jong-un, one of the two. It's either him or his father, and it is an entire Tumblr just of like the leader of North Korea going around and inspecting things very
inspector-like.
Yeah, yes. And if you should start that actually, Lottie. You should start the Lin-Manuel Miranda Looking at Things Tumblr.
I should.
Yes.
I'm sure people would love it. People would love it.
Yeah. I mean, we should also
probably look. Someone's probably already started, which would save me the trouble of signing up and trying to figure out what Tumblr is.
That specific.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Tumblr people are very, like, they think of everything, you know? And Hamilton fans are kind of thorough, if you will.
That's a good word.
Yeah, they're thorough. Hamilton fans are thorough in their fandom. So you have Kristen just only retweeting Lin-Manuel Miranda as her Twitter feed. So, obviously...
Which is funny because the other day I think you said that you like looking at my... What?
Oh, no, that's what you were saying.
No,
this is just our gimme of the night. That
gimme.
Best
we just want to give him an award because he won't get... That's also Best Face has been something that I think during the series is... I think maybe next year we can think of it a little bit longer term, as in like... Let's try to remember who makes a really good face in like particular episodes. Be like, this was a good face that they made.
I think that's a solid...
You know?
Yeah, because sometimes you're just like...
Because I think sometimes, like, it speaks so much, the expression of, like...
Titus Andromedon does great face.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He does.
Definitely.
He gives good face. That sounds bad when I
He gives good face, that guy.
Keeper face.
He does. Man,
Titus, we're going to have to find a way to work him in this evening. That's for sure.
Well, he was nominated.
Yeah, he was nominated. Who won that one?
I think it was somebody I didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he nominated for? Supporting actor in a comedy?
Yeah, probably supporting actor in a comedy. Oh, because that was the one. Was that the one that Louis Anderson won?
I
Yeah.
think that's right.
That was the weirdest thing because I had no idea Louis Anderson was on a show.
Right.
I've never heard.
I didn't even know he was alive still.
He's on a show called, I think it was called Baskets.
Yeah, and he played the mom.
When he plays a mom.
Yeah,
Someone's mom.
I don't know. See, this is why the Emmys are a crock right here. Is because so many of the awards go to things that you're like, no human watches that.
Right.
Like,
It's just like any award show.
Well, and if
That's
you
why I
play
hate
a
award
woman,
shows.
automatically.
yeah, if you
Get
play
it.
a woman, you're automatically a winner.
Yeah, who's playing Tracy Turnblad's mom in the new Grease? Hairspray, they're going to win next year.
But as they should, because Hairspray should probably win everything. Right. I was so excited that Grease Live won a thing. Everyone was like,
that was exciting.
Because it was up against
Although
Lemonade.
I also hated Grease Live so much.
I love it. I watched it yesterday again.
Pretty cringe. I know. I saw that you were rewatching. I'm like, good God, I couldn't even make it. I didn't even make it. How long did I make it through? The rally in front of the high school.
We'll see. Maybe
that was it.
More
if you'd kept going.
With it.
Yeah.
You know, people say that sometimes, but sometimes it just prolongs your uncomfortableness. And
but this was, we live tweeted the entire thing, and the first 20 to 30 minutes of it, Emily and Jerry and I were all like, this is the worst thing that we've ever seen. And then all of a sudden it turned and we were like, this is amazing. And we love it. Also, the opening scene of it is Emmy worthy in and of itself with Jessie J.
Kristen didn't think so.
And
yeah, I disagreed.
That Grease is the word scene. It's incredible.
Whatever.
It's a feat. It's a televisual feat.
Yeah, I'm sure lighting at people on a controlled soundstage was really difficult and such a feat.
It wasn't in it was controlled, I guess, but it was in the lot. It wasn't in a soundstage.
Most TV and plays aren't done.
Yeah, on a
controlled set.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't in a soundstage. That was why it was so crazy. It was
okay, right. I'm sorry. On the back lot, you're right. It was such a feat to get all those people to stand there and do what you told them to.
Oh my God.
She took
that dog that
she knows how easy it is. Sing and dance on live
the
television.
Backlot tour. It's pretty easy to get people to stand there and do what you want.
That's how they got the whole cast for that
whole
show,
thing.
just the Backlot tour.
Yeah, it was just people who happened to be there.
Yeah.
You want to
you just wanna
bust some moves?
Shake it a little bit.
Oh, man. And Anna Gasteyer sings with Boyz II Men in the opening. It's delightful. It's a delightful opening. Anyways.
Like I said, I don't think I saw any of the nominees for that, so I was indifferent to that, but whatever.
Fair enough. I never watched Lemonade, even though it was supposed to be a big thing. So
I didn't watch it either. Well, I watched the one song they released on YouTube.
How was that eligible for things and
it was
Stranger
a
Things
special.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, well, it was on
because they wanted to nominate Beyonce for something, you guys.
What's that?
Let's be real. They wanted to nominate Beyonce for something because she's usually only regulated to music things. And they're like, hey, we can get her a TV thing.
That's a good point.
She's up
do this. I'm like, not to mention the fact that nobody was able to watch it without subscribing to whatever.
And it was $18 to buy.
Really? I thought it was on HBO Go.
It was only on HBO Go for 24 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I never watched it.
Yeah, because I legitimately got HBO Now so I could watch it. And it was gone.
And then they took it down. I'm like, how did anybody even see this in order to vote for it?
Right?
They got the little DVD.
Yeah. Everybody knows you can't charge more than 50 cents.
Yeah, they paid. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Nice one. Dad Joke Wes. Best Dad Joke Award.
Goes to Wes.
Speech.
Joke.
No, we don't have time for that. We're going to move on to the next category. But congratulations.
Okay. Sad. Next category.
Ooh, how about most rewatched scene?
Ooh, most rewatched scene. That's a toughie. Okay, so we have what did we come up with already for this?
Well, I only had one thing on there because I was hoping maybe you came up with somewhere.
Mindy. Well, here's the thing. So, yeah, Mindy and Jody on the Mindy Project. Like it's gonna, because my thought was if we're just expanding because this is the fan cave and we do what we want. My other nominee would be Selfie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When John Cho is being taught.
Hats off to you, sir. Right?
Yeah. So I'm explaining it for the people at home. Okay. John Cho pulls and for Wes.
Yeah.
Wes
he doesn't know what Selfie is probably. You should.
Yeah. There's this scene
where you were still in America. So.
Yeah, you're still in America.
No computer.
Come on. Get it together.
Come on.
Eliza is trying to teach Henry how to flirt.
Right.
And Henry grasps her by her lower back and pulls her to him, and they look in each other's eyes, and there's a moment of just like raw attraction, and then she's like, oh crap, and she's like, well, okay, gotta go, and she does this little off to you, sir, and like backs out of the house and leaves Henry standing there like, oh, effed up, man. And I rewound that about 117 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that. But then Jody, you can explain the other
Yeah,
moment.
So if you've been watching Mindy Project this last year, or for last season, Mindy, so Jody, right, played by Garrett Dillahunt, who's the kind of Southern belle of The Office, obviously has a huge crush on Mindy and hasn't told her. Yeah, and they're just buds, and so there's this episode where had been his birthday, and she bought him this very thoughtful gift, and he was like, "Oh wow, like so thoughtful, that's really great." And they sit down to watch a movie, and Mindy falls asleep, and when he goes to leave, he kind of grabs his book, and he's like talking to her, and he's like, "Oh, she's asleep." He crouches down, and he brushes her hair out of her face, and kind of gives her this look of like, and walks out, and Mindy opens her eyes because she was actually awake, and you're like, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
And I probably watched it many times because that was really the first like overt kind of thing he did.
Right. Yeah.
In his liking of Mindy. So it was like a good like that was the equivalent to the grabbing the hand in airplane scene, which I know our friend Michelle loves so much with her and Danny, which was from like 2 seasons before that. But
first or second season of the show. And it gave me like I was like tingle fingers.
Yeah.
Like the whole
I like screamed. I'm pretty sure I yelled at this.
You hit somebody.
Yeah. She started punching everyone she saw.
You went into your roommate's room so you could hit her.
Yeah. I'm like, I need something to hit. You'll do.
Good. That's any other nominees?
I don't know. All the shows I watch are super old, so
that is.
I rewatched Johnny and Dora a lot too. Sorry.
Oh, Johnny and Dora.
Like that whole
Brooklyn Nine-Nine when when Santiago and what's his face are a fake Jake are a fake couple. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Anyway, interrupted you. Wes, did you have one? Do boys rewatch scenes like girls? Maybe they don't do that.
The only thing I would say I sometimes rewatch is like John Oliver sketches. I mean, when that qualified, like some of those really good takedowns of particular institutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff is probably the most rewatchable for me.
That's good.
The only other one that I did rewatch a couple times just because it became sort of a comedy thing, but there's a scene in Game of Thrones where Jon Snow rushes into a battle and then they mock him. Do you guys remember that Leroy Jenkins video that became popular like 10, 12 years ago? It was a guy playing World of Warcraft with a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And he runs into the room before everybody else, and he just kills their whole plan, and everyone ends up dying. There's this one guy. Anyway, so they remixed the scene in Game of Thrones with that voiceover. And I was so delighted by it that I ended up watching like 4 or 5 different versions of the remix of the scene. So I saw that scene more than any other actual fictional television scene in the year. But mainly because I'm old and I have nostalgic love for silly YouTube videos that were viral 12
for
years
the
ago.
OG viral.
I like it. I honestly love it when those come back. Your favorite ones come back and like they're given new life into something else. You like it's rare. That's a rare thing. So you're lucky that 2 of your favorite things were able to kind of come together in this like beautiful hybrid of gloriousness.
Synergy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that word, synergy. That's a good one. Yeah.
But I feel comfortable, as much as I love that selfie scene, handing it to Mindy and Jody.
Mindy and Jody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like them as a couple at all. So
Bree.
Barry and Bree.
He's a creep.
What? Well, yeah. Okay.
She is too, actually.
Yeah, she's a creep.
They deserve each other.
They're both creepy. So.
Yeah.
I just don't see them together.
Is he the guy who stripped teased a couple? Because like 2 years ago, you guys
No,
were
that was
rewatching
Danny.
that scene
No,
over.
he's
Okay.
newish.
I love that. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, when Danny was, I did rewatch that scene a lot too. When Danny did the dance. Oh my
But
heart.
over time, we came to realize Danny and Mindy don't belong together.
Yeah.
They're too different.
Yeah.
They're worlds apart. And he just wants to change her. And that's why Jody's so great. He doesn't want to change her. Huh?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying Jody wants to. I'm like, no, he
No,
doesn't. He doesn't care.
No.
He
Jody's
definitely
all in.
just goes with her craziness.
Yeah. He likes the
they're
mess.
totally different.
Yeah.
And
But if
they'll-
you're different,
Alright.
but you don't want to change each other, then it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Before my
here's what I
phone
think
died,
we can all
it's at
contribute to.
1%.
What?
Hold on.
The name Emmy, it refers to the statuette and not the actual ceremony, just like Big Ben. It comes from after a camera tube used in television called an image orthicon, known to those in the industry as Emmy with an I.
Wow.
Huh, that seems like a stretch.
Yeah.
That does seem like a stretch.
Well, especially like if it's named after the tube, why is this the Emmy? This is actually an Oscar, not an Emmy. But not the so what are the awards? Well, because you said it refers to the statue and not the awards. So what are the awards called?
Detailed questions are our strong point on this show.
Speciality.
I don't know because they're still calling it the Emmy Awards,
Emmy
so I
Awards.
guess it's just called the Emmy
Maybe it's
Awards
like-
as opposed to the Emmys.
Right, because maybe it's like, you know, the Oscars are technically the Academy of Motion
Right.
Picture, whatever.
The
So maybe
Academy
it's-
of Television Arts and Sciences. I did that in my little article that came up. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Fail, internet. Fail.
Typical.
Let us down.
You let us down. Ugh.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways, okay.
Well,
So
I
you
have
had one that we could
I have
all
a
contribute
category
to.
I think everyone can contribute to.
Yeah.
This one is the most adorable member of the Stranger Things cast.
This is gonna
Obviously, I feel like everybody already knows what my vote is, but I would like to hear everyone else's.
all right. Give us who our choices are. 'Cause
Obviously, Dustin should be the best, okay? But the nominees stand as such.
Okay.
11, Lucas, Mike, and Hopper.
can we break this into two? Well, even still, I was like, break this into two on
Age
the
categories.
show. Yeah,
Oh.
on the show and off the show categories. Because
One. Just one.
oh man, this is rough. This is a rough thought for
No,
me.
it's not rock. Dustin obviously should win. And I'll tell you
Right,
why.
you told me last night.
Dustin is the
Yeah.
one without the front teeth, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Toothless.
Toothless.
Just like the dragon.
He wins.
Dustin.
First-
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, that head of hair is miraculous. His character in the show is like the guy that's like no nonsense, and yet every time he speaks, all you want to do is hug him. Even when he's kind of being like, hey, I'm trying to like lay down the law, you're just like, I just want to put you in my pocket and carry you around and keep you safe forever because you're so cute. And then off camera, not only is he like adorable, but can sing and
Yeah.
shows up at karaoke parties or at random things and sings songs from Les Mis because he was in Les Mis, and just generally is adorable.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he's delightful. It's just off, like, in real life, they're all so wonderful. Like, I'm obsessed with Millie
I know.
Bobby Brown. I think she is just delightful. Obviously, she can sing, too. We saw them all do the Emmy pre-show with
Yeah.
Uptown Funk, and they were
And
spectacular.
obviously, Caleb
McLaughlin-
McLaughlin's dance moves and style is
His
really
style?
hard for me, too.
Yes.
Point.
I don't know them by their names.
So
Caleb
Lucas.
McLaughlin is the black one.
Okay.
You know, who Millie Bobby Brown is 11. and we know Dustin. He's always Dustin. You don't even need his name. His real name's Gaten Matarazzo.
The main kid.
Meh. Yeah, nobody really cares about old Finn, aside from Wes liking his name so much.
He does have a good name. I will give you that.
Yeah,
he does,
and he's lively. He's adorable too, but
he is. But he's been doing other things, so he hasn't been as prevalent in interviews and those types. He did the Jimmy Fallon thing, but he didn't go to the Emmys with the rest of the crew, and so.
And what I love about Caleb is his inability to swear. That is the cutest thing in the world to me.
He is so cute.
So cute.
He's so cute. And he wears like bow ties like it's nobody's business.
Yep.
He was rocking no socks and a rose jacket at the Emmys, you guys.
This friggin' like mini Leon Bridges kid.
10-year-old can do it. Nobody can.
Nobody, yeah. He's delightful. So that's the thing is the off-screen versions of them, it's much harder to pick, but I will agree show-wise, Dustin. Brienne?
Any other?
Yeah, okay.
Brienne, wait, have you not watched Stranger Things?
I did. I finished it last night.
It's true. She likes the older people on the show. I scolded her for it.
I mostly like the scene where all three of like the teenage kids were together, like setting up the booby traps and stuff.
When they were home aloneing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that.
Although I do really love how Steve and John Ralphio got together to show that they truly are father and son, which was
so great. Because everyone who watched that show, who also watched Parks and Rec, like, if by episode 2 you didn't go, hey, that's John Ralphio, you were just
face.
Yeah.
The hair is so.
And the hair.
And he's so much. I think that's my favorite thing too, is that he's like a miniature version,
right?
And
compact.
so like he like legitimately looks like his son, because they're really probably not that far apart in age. I would imagine, maybe 10 years or so.
No way. Yeah,
but he's just so little, so very little. What was it? Someone was talking about they cast him in like a Funny or Die thing or something, and they weren't going to do it because they were like, he just looks too much like John Ralphio. They were like,
you're right. I read that same thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Hollywood is sexist. Lose parts for anything. Sexist towards men.
Jon Snow was right.
Okay,
Hollywood is sexist towards men.
Jon Snow, you shut your mouth right now.
What is his actual name again?
Kit Harington.
Kit Harington. That's the one. You're right, Kit.
You're right. I know. We stand corrected.
Yeah. But okay, so we give that.
I just want everyone to know that was sarcasm, just in case you can't see us.
Yeah.
In case Kit Harington is watching and he's all pleased.
Yeah, Kit, in case you're watching, we do not stand corrected. What you said was still dumb.
I accept that as an apology, Kristen.
Yep.
Well, don't. So, whatever.
This goes
Dustin.
Gaten Matarazzo, cutest or most adorable Stranger Things character. I do feel like we just need to acknowledge Hopper just in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love him
for being amazing and magical, and David Harbour being a just future Emmy Award winner for sure.
Great.
For sure.
That he's like, it's been, because he's been in things forever and stuff, and it's like you always saw his face and whatnot, but like now I think people are not going to ignore him anymore. He's not just going to be character actor David Harbour. It's like,
I'm telling you, you guys
Patton
should
Oswalt has been like running a campaign.
Who's that bro on him? Is that the name of your article that you do? Who's that dude? Who's that?
Oh, who's that bro? Yes, my who's that bro? My that guy of the week, which I haven't done in
that guy of the week. I read my friend posted this thing today about the word dude and how people are saying how it's like not gender specific. I'm like, it's not even people specific. Like the person who wrote, did you see this today?
Yeah, it was like I said it to what did they say?
Like my cat is a dude. I say it to my hairdryer. Like anything is a dude.
Yeah.
Like, your computer. Like, and that's so funny because I'm like, that's so true. Because Brian gets really mad because sometimes we're like, dude, come on. And he gets mad at me. And I'm like, I can't not because I legit call my phone dude when it's not working. I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
comes out.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, everything is a dude. And also a bro or bruh.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
straight up California.
Bro is
everything
just
to be
fun
there.
to say.
It really is.
Yeah, I like to say, don't bro me unless you know me. That's what I like to say.
Wow.
Or not.
I hope you get lots of opportunities to use
I
that.
don't get as many as I'd like, if I'm going to be honest.
Because people don't bro you.
People don't bro you.
I wish they would. People, I
Yeah.
want you to, because I have a comeback for
Yell
you.
at them for doing it.
It's hard because I'm usually the one that's saying bro.
Yeah.
So
The curse of the Californian. We're always the ones broing.
I
Broing.
know. People bro me so that I can use that line on you. It's so good. It rhymes. It's awesome. Dude, come on. Anyway,
Yes.
on to
What
on to
else
other
should we-
things. Ooh, we have well, let's see, what do we want to do first? We have a best. Do we want to do worst couple?
Ooh, worst couple. And we don't have nominees.
We didn't
picked
have any nominees for this.
you know who I'm voting for.
Who?
Indy.
Mindy and what's his face? Jody.
Oh, Mindy. Well,
Not
that's
really.
there's no way we're gonna agree with that. So you might as well pick someone else.
Yeah, can I say Rosa and what's the guy on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? The
Adrian? Pimento?
what's that? Adrian Pimento.
Adrian?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I love them. I think they're hysterical.
I love them. They're just a terrible couple.
Well, that's true. I guess
Yeah.
that's valid.
But I'm like, if we're thinking like worst, like most obnoxious or something of that, like who am I mad at whenever I see them being on a screen together?
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. Wes, do you have a?
It's the only one I'm coming up with right now. I just watched the pilot for this TV show on Amazon called I Love Dick, which has got Kevin Bacon and Carolyn Hahn. Carolyn Hahn, is that her name?
Oh yeah,
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn, thank you.
Yeah, Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn.
And is based on one of our professors.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. I'm just throwing it out there.
the two of them in that movie, not a good couple.
Okay, there we go. Willing to accept that.
Okay.
Kristen, thoughts?
No, it's hard for me because
I know that there are people that I hate when I see them together.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see. Is it spoilery if it's like already over? The season's already over.
I think it's okay.
I hated James and his ex-girlfriend on Supergirl. Not because she was awful,
Oh,
by any
yeah.
means, but just because I was like so mad because like, of course, this girl shows up who's like,
Yeah.
here's why, and I'll tell you why. Also, it's you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so I felt a certain kinship with Kara Danvers on Supergirl, mainly because her like Kara Danvers is like the most relatable human on TV, which is weird because she's not human. A and B, it's a TV show.
True.
But so like even for instance today, my old roommate from college, Jade, texts me and says, "Oh, you watch Supergirl?" And I was like, "Oh, I just finished it." She's like, "Yeah." Every time I watch it, all I can think of is how much you are Kara Danvers, and I was like,
yeah.
no. Like, and so from the very first episode when her and James kind of have this like chemistry, and I'm like, yes, this is gonna be a thing. Plus, he's like super hot, the awkward girl, like usually does in movies. Sometimes get like the super hot guy, but this guy's like so hot. And then Jenna Dewan Tatum shows up, who's like literally like one of the most beautiful humans I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, of freaking course this girl shows up and swoops in and is ruining everything. No matter the fact she's like a lawyer and is beautiful and has great hair and those eyes that like see into your soul. And like in real life, she already gets to be married to Channing Tatum. I don't even see why she also now gets to be with James Olsen, which is ridiculous. And I was like so mad about it because every time she came on, you like loved her because Kara so much and thought she was so sweet. I'm like, no, will you just hate her so that then she can hate you and then I can hate you? But I can't. I couldn't. It's that would be more frustrating.
So it's not so much the couple is bad; it's that you can't feel the way you want to about the couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obstacle.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's right. I mean, I'm on your side. I'm just trying to figure out how this all breaks down.
Yeah. No, that's a good
Sometimes it
assessment.
doesn't break down. Sometimes you just have to agree with me.
Fair enough.
Fancave motto number 3.
Right. That's why the show
I'm gonna
works.
add that to our manifesto. You don't have to understand. You just have to agree.
I feel like that sold me on worst couple right there.
Yeah, that was very convincing.
100%. What was her name? I already forgot. James Olsen and
His ex
Jenna Dewan Tatum.
current girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh.
She's a
L because it was Elaine.
Yeah, it's
it was
Elaine.
Lois and
Yeah.
Laura. Lenny. No.
Lanny.
That's not Lenny.
It wasn't Lana Lane. That was
It was
someone
not
else
Lana,
too.
no.
Lucius.
It's something
Lori?
that sounds. I feel like it sounds.
because I feel like even her name was cool.
Yeah,
That's what was
I feel like there's a
obnoxious.
way to
Like, even-
figure this out.
Right.
I'm on IMDb right now. I'm looking it up.
Okay, good.
And I won't attempt to do that. Wes, your hair has a nice swoop going that I feel like is really emphasized on the screen.
Okay. It's my Widow's Peak vampire thing, and it's working. So I appreciate you noticing.
Killing it.
Pointing
It's
it
a
out.
little max headroom.
Yeah. Keeps getting farther and farther. My forehead keeps progressing towards.
Oh,
the-
Lucy. Her name was Lucy.
Oh, I was right. It was
Her
Lucy.
name was Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, also Lucy is an adorable name. Like, I can't even be mad about. Like, at least if her name was like, I don't know, something else.
Like Hildegard.
Yeah.
Hildegard Lane. That'd be
Yeah. Then I could be like, that name. You fell in love with a Hildegard. But Lucy's like literally everybody loves Lucy. Like
Yeah.
literally, that's the thing that people love. Oh, God, she was the worst and like the best. And she dressed so immaculately. Remember that one time she was basically wearing leggings, but it looked like pants, and she was like in those heels that are amazing.
Gosh, yeah, I remember that. Like it was yesterday. I think about that all the time.
Never mind.
You need to start, laddie.
Right.
2 tumblers now. Why we should hate Lucy is #1 Tumblr.
Yeah.
And it's just like angry, but pointing out everything that's good about her. Look at her outfit here. It's freaking beautiful.
So you have Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Look at her helping Supergirl here.
Looking at her like,
Yeah, looking at her approvingly.
Come on.
Like, yeah.
you're wearing those leggings.
I know. I would have to combine the two because Lin-Manuel Miranda would look at her like,
I know.
great.
Wistful appreciation.
I love that Kristen is angrily eating popcorn now.
Oh, and I have a lot of old maids in here because I didn't let it pop enough, and so I don't even have enough to be angry.
Old maid.
Old maid?
That's what she says about the kernels that don't pop when you put it in the microwave.
Don't pop, old maids.
Love it.
That's a saying. People call them that. That's not a thing I made up.
That dog don't hunt.
Well, shoot, Luke, the barn's full of pigeons.
We'll take your word for that. Worst couple, Lucy Lane and
Oh.
James
Olsen.
Olsen.
I should be a lawyer. All right.
Best couple, Laddie, James Olsen, and a couple of old maids.
A couple of old maids thrown
I like
in.
it. I like it.
So,
I like
so
it.
best couple.
Best couple.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Bree,
hard.
why don't you start us off?
Now I can't stop thinking about Selfie, which sort of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, we're 2 years out from Selfie, but it didn't get the recognition it deserved at the time.
Right.
And that's what the Effies are about, is, taking care of those wrongs
Yeah.
that were done.
So you're gonna go with Henry and Eliza,
Yeah.
unless you're gonna go with Henry and what's his
And,
midget girlfriend's name? She was also midget. It's wrong. I
What's her
shouldn't have said that.
It was Hildegard.
It was
pretty
Hildegard.
sure.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. No, they.
That was worst couple.
That's worst
Yeah.
couple right there. Like in kind of a great way, but in a terrible
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
Henry and Eliza. Kristen,
Eliza.
did you have a?
I'm gonna have to go with Agent Carter and Agent Sousa because that series, while it's not coming back, it luckily ended in a way in which I don't have to now hope for that ending.
Yeah, they did it right.
Unlike Selfie.
Unlike Selfie, they were able to And I just love them so much because it was like, it was so great because she was so sad and she had lost like the love of her life, you know, who is this literal superhero. And then here comes Agent Sousa, just like this quiet, good man who's like, look, I'm going to have your back. I'm never going to treat you like you're less than. And a time when he easily could have, and it was detrimental to some of his cases, to his career, to the way that the other agents treated him, and he never let that affect the way that he saw her or change the way that he treated her, when it could have easily been like, oh, in secret I'll be nice to you, but in public I'll be mean. He was like, no, like across the board, like I'm all in 100%, even when she didn't return, even though she eventually did. Oh, and it just was like so great when this like movement towards that, and especially I feel like in second season we got to really see that kind of grow into this greatness where she comes and he's not expecting it, and he's like in this relationship and you love the girl that he's with, but she's even like, dude, you're clearly in love with Peggy, you know, and he knows it and everybody knows it. Even what's his face, random scientist guy was like, well, I knew you'd fold because I can tell, you know. And it was great, and I was waiting for it because it's a Sydney and Vaughn moment, and I needed it, and it was perfect. And especially at the end when he's like that last scene, that was another most rewatched scene. That final scene of them from the second season of Agent Carter,
And I'd forgotten that like they both kind of start that season in places where you're like you kind of ship them with other people for a minute.
Yeah, I never did. Well, for a second I did ship her with scientist guy, but I still can't remember his name. For like a hot second, only because. Yes. But then when you see how like concerned he was, you're like, no, he still loves her. Then it's like, it just makes me melt. I'm so happy. I love it so much.
Looks wistfully off into the distance. Wes, do you have any couples that wowed you?
Like stood out for me this year on television? Not really. Hopper and his wife in flashbacks.
Oh, they were pretty sweet.
Yeah. Most tragic category.
Because it was one where like you got a totally new sense of his character from the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a brilliant addition, and also he's great. So I don't know.
That's a good one. I think about that.
That is a good one.
So we have Hopper and wife, former wife.
Corey, did you have one that you want to add?
I don't want to add another one. I feel like I have enough choices in front of me here. Henry and Eliza and
Eliza sisters. And Peggy. We have Eliza and Peggy.
And Peggy.
Damn it.
We just need an Angelica.
I know. There's no one named Angelica on TV right now?
The first thing I thought was Angelica Pickles from 20 years ago on Rugrats.
Yeah.
So
no, that doesn't count.
The sister and that's my favorite couple is Elliot on Mr. Robot and Shayla.
That's a good point.
Because she came in the first episode and was like just kind of a deadbeat drug dealer, and then all of a sudden the writers were like, you know, let's not do that. Let's make her fall, really lovable, and then we'll kill her. But
that's true. That was the OTP of Breeze last year for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know who we should give this to. What do you guys think?
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Today, everyone wins.
It's like ASO.
You get an F, and you get an Effie. Everyone gets
true love
wins.
Love is love is love is love.
Oh my God. It's so true.
I'm not sure what you know, Wes.
I know a few things.
Wow!
When you guys go hard on these things in social media, I usually pick up on them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. So. It's like, why are they talking about
it's
this
an education?
So much? Like, oh yeah. Gaucho just made an amazing leap from the love sack over here. Because that was an upward leap. He doesn't attempt those generally.
He really wanted to be in Wes's lap.
Yeah. He came to him. It was magical. It was like a homeward bound.
And that seemed weird, but I still said it, even though.
Hey.
That's not a thing.
Oh, it's Eddie. I see that. I'm obsessed with Fancave, but then I was like, I'll say it. It's funny, but now it's feeling it.
Say it. Just say it.
We're big on the just say it in this group. It's cool.
Mhm.
It's cool.
Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
Kristen's never been gladder to not be in the same room.
I know.
That's the best.
It's good because my sweat game is strong right now. It's unbelievable, even before that.
Oh boy.
I want to go with show that was the biggest surprise.
Ooh.
That
That's a good one.
This one are Superstore and Stranger Things, because I didn't even hear about Stranger Things I didn't even know it was coming onto Netflix until all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch this, and then it was amazing. So
yeah. And it got it exploded literally in a day. Like the day after it came out, I saw so many people talking about it that I thought had been on there for months.
Right.
And I just hadn't heard it. Yeah. And then I was like, so I watched it that day and I was like, oh no, like this just happened.
It just happened.
It's been passed on by so many other, networks. It was sort of I think it was the biggest surprise of the year for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of how successful it was.
But Superstore as well. I mean, when I saw ads for that and everything, I was like, well, that looks dumb.
Yeah, from the premise.
Yeah. And it's literally one of my favorite shows on television.
Right.
Like, I watch that when it airs every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever get behind on Superstore. I love that one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Apollo was in it, right?
Apollo?
Apollo Antonono?
He was.
My mom
in their
told
Olympic episode.
The Olympic episode.
Remember in the Olympic episode, they're like in between shots when they're usually like around the store. They had random athletes in there.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep. I remember because I pointed it out in Keo, because Keo didn't recognize who the heck that was when it came out. And I was like,
yeah, because Michaela Maroney was in it.
Doing her unimpressed
Apollo Antonono. Yeah, she was doing her unimpressed face.
Yeah.
I forget who else was, but.
So both of those are huge prizes, but I think it's hard to argue that anything but Stranger Things was the biggest surprise.
I think that's
I wasn't surprised.
I think that's true.
You weren't surprised?
Well,
You're like, this is naturally going to be a huge
I didn't hear about it until everybody was talking about it, and so I was like, oh, there's this show on Netflix that everybody's talking about. Yeah. So I didn't have a chance to be surprised.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I feel like was surprising, because I didn't – I mean, I'm pretty plugged into like what's coming out on Netflix. Yeah. And I honestly
in advance
hearing about it until it premiered, and then was like,
yeah.
So it was like the ultimate sleeper hit, where like no one knew what was happening, and then all of a sudden everybody had watched it, and I was
That's the weirdest thing. Is
there's also a show called there's a movie called Stranger Things on Hulu that is not the same.
Don't watch that.
Super boring. And my friend. So Taylor and Leslie, my friends Taylor and Leslie have been telling, so Taylor's sister's name is Carrie, been telling Carrie and her husband, like, oh, you guys gotta watch Stranger Things, it's so great. And somewhere in there, they got their wires crossed, not knowing that it was on Netflix and not Hulu.
Oh, no.
And so Simon watches this whole movie and is like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, what are they talking about, And so he comes back and he's like, yeah, I watched it. It's terrible. It's super boring. And so then I was at their house and we watched the first little bit of it, and I was like, oh dear God, what's even happening? It was like this woman's like traveling home to her childhood home on a train, and the train even segment is too long. It was mind-numbing.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, that's not it too. There's another thing called Stranger Things. That's another sci-fi series from 2008.
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Oh, this must be it. 2010.
Movie.
An unusual and touching bond develops when grieving Una reaches out to a mysterious homeless man, offering him a place to stay in her garden shed. Is that it?
Yeah, that must be it.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Oh, it's got a 7.2 on here, so there's that.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. Whatever it was super boring. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man, there's a lot of there's also a 20.
Used
wow, look at that might not even be it, because there's so many.
Things.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a strange thing.
But this is Stranger Things 2012. That's a man. Who knew?
Yeah.
But shall we say?
Yeah, we'll go Stranger Things for that one.
Biggest surprise. Yeah. As we said, Stranger Things is going to clean up at the Fancave Emmys.
Yes. All right. Now we'll go to a very Fancave category, I think. Most badass leading lady.
Oh, badass leading lady.
Yeah.
Yes. What do we have, Kristen?
So, open for additional
obviously
people. But we have We have Jessica Jones.
Yes.
We have Supergirl.
Yep.
And we have Agent Carter right now.
Those are all so good.
Yeah. My first instinct is Jessica Jones because I liked it so much, but I think Peggy Carter is like...
I mean, she's just...
Because she owns it. Like, Jessica Jones is kind of depressing. But Peggy Carter knows.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Like, because Jessica Jones is sort of a reluctant badass. It's like, she does this, like, first it's sort of like, almost like a hustle, a grifting sort of thing. It's like she's making money off of having this superpower, and that's it. And then sort of because of her experiences, she has to come back around, which is amazing, obviously, her crazy past and overcoming it. But all of it is sort of a reluctant thing. Like Peggy Carter, she doesn't have any superpowers or anything like that. She's just like a super driven lady in a time at which it would be really difficult to be a super driven lady, and like just doesn't take any nonsense. Like, you know, I know my value. Like, she isn't going to have it if someone tries to, you know, come at her. So I think you're right there that there is that something to be said for that.
I fully support Agent Carter.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel good about that.
I do as well, because I love her. She's my favorite.
I'm excited to watch Conviction as well. That starts in like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it starts on Monday, October 3rd.
Yeah. So
boom, dates, time.
We're gonna get our fix. Hey, also looking at the things that are coming out on Netflix, Black Mirror premieres again, and she was in an episode of that in the first season.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You ever watch Black Mirror?
I vote for that episode of Black Mirror to win the Emmys.
Brienne has rewatched this horribly depressing episode of Black Mirror multiple times because it has her.
There's Donald Gleason in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched like 10 minutes of that show and was like, hard pass. So I'm never going to vote for it for anything, in fact, except for worst show ever.
Yeah, Donald Gleason.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, that's more of a movie awards type thing, but he was in every single thing. Him and Alicia Vikander. Like,
right.
Yep.
Just bam. And Margot Robbie, but meh.
Yeah, people will ask me what Donald Gleason was in, and I just start naming
what did you
things.
See?
But they're always like,
I mean, Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's really like, if you just go with that.
Bill Weasley.
Yeah, that's usually what I go with. Bill Weasley.
Nobody remembers Bill Weasley.
No.
Exactly. I'm like, that's not, I think Star Wars is probably like the role this year that everyone saw him in, and he was really memorable. Like, even if you don't like totally like, oh, this guy is name or anything, you're like, you know, like not adorable. Look at him there.
He's adorable. Yeah, Brie, don't use that to describe her. No one's gonna go with that.
That's what I said. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how you describe him. But then, you know, he was Ex Machina, and Frank was 2 years ago, but
Revenant.
Brooklyn, he was good.
Brooklyn, he was in that. Revenant, I have not seen, but
he was in
there's
all
that.
those?
It's like basically, yeah.
Oh.
In Brooklyn,
being in Brooklyn, but I never saw Brooklyn.
Okay.
That was one I wanted to see, but never got around to.
Oh, it's surprisingly delightful.
Is it on Netflix now? It's on.
It is?
Either Netflix or Hulu or something.
Oh,
Delightful is definitely the word for that movie.
Yeah, because it's like Juan and I went and saw it, and we came out of it, and we're like, the best thing about that movie is there isn't really a conflict.
Maybe it's on HBO Go.
Oh, that could be.
I'm sorry.
That
Stop.
makes more sense.
Can we just pause for a second?
Yeah.
Did you say the best thing about that movie is that there's no conflict?
Yes, because there's like the central thing.
Same thing. That is the same thing or argument that you use against all Jane Austen things.
Well, yeah, but it's the kind of movie it is. So the reason that it's great that there's no conflict.
Exactly. So that's the kind of things that Jane Austen ones are, and yet you hate them, but you love Brooklyn. That's the point that I'm making.
She says that it's white people problems.
Yeah, I didn't say there's no conflict. It's that it doesn't matter, and everybody is horrible, and I have no interest.
No, you say it's because there's no I remember distinctly having this conversation with you. And if anyone's going to remember, it's me, because I love them, and you hate them, and we've had this multiple times, and you don't remember.
He's not going to remember.
It's me.
Ori.
No, you're right. I do remember saying this. It's a different kind of thing, because in this, there is a conflict, but it's a really short movie that essentially is like, you get like people being cute,
right?
And then there's like a brief shake up in the middle, and instead of it being the kind of thing where then like people don't talk to each other and a problem that could be solved in 5 minutes in a conversation stretches out for an hour or something like that. It's like not kind of like she grapples with it, she figures it out, and they solve the problem. I'm like, I feel good about that. It's not like an artificial thing. I hate how romances always are basically like, you could just talk this out and this would be over. Like that's, we're good here. And end of movie. So it does what it's supposed to do, I think. It's cute.
Okay.
I say you should watch it.
I give it the Emmy.
No, you can't. It's a movie.
I do.
Oh, Brie, I don't think
No, I'm just pleased that I got us off the track of the Emmys onto the Donald Gleason track.
Well done. Yeah, I'll give that to you. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Black Mirror.
Prizes, Black Mirror.
What was the category?
yeah.
Most butt.
Most butt.
We were talking about Haley Atwell.
Oh,
Right.
so okay. The
Badass women.
Yeah.
Badass Women.
Unanimous.
Peggy Carter, unanimously.
Peggy Carter.
Yes. We have time for like one more. Which one should it be?
Well, do we want to do most butt or do we want to do best Geico commercial?
I want to do my best Geico commercial.
Best Geico commercial. Hit us with the
Okay. Best Geico commercial. The nominees are Playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo,
Nice.
Iced Tea at a lemonade stand, or The Spy talking on the phone with his mom.
Ooh. I want to say the Marco Polo one's great. I like the Spy talking to his mom one because the first 5 times I saw it, I thought it was an actual movie and was very confused by it. So there's something to be said.
Oh, your dad's back. It's like, do you hear that, Hank? He's at some kind of helicopter convention.
I was going to say they should actually make a TV show about that, but they did, and it's called Burn Notice.
Oh, well, there we go.
Because he's always he's doing his spy stuff, but then he has to go back and do domestic stuff with his mom.
Does he live with his mom?
No, I don't think so, but they just live in the same city.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So that's where my vote lies, just because I like that they got me with that one.
They got you.
I'm assuming you've never seen any of these.
Having only streamed television for the last year, I haven't seen no commercials really, so I don't know any of these. But I like the idea of iced tea at a lemonade stand. That pleases me.
Yeah, that one. That one is pretty funny. For those of you who haven't seen that one, adults keep walking up to these little kids selling lemonade and going, "Iced tea?" And they're like, "No, lemonade." And you're like, "Why are these?" And every person keeps doing it. And finally, they're like, "Why are they asking?" And then all of a sudden, you see Iced Tea's reading a newspaper. He's like, "Yo, it's a lemonade stand." He's all pissed about it because it's his kids or something. I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah, it holds up.
Again, it's the surprise factor of not realizing that it's going to be actual iced tea. You just think these people you don't know what's going on, 100% not understanding it.
Yeah.
So they have to go with Marco Polo, playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo because first of all, it's so ridiculous because obviously that's impossible. Where I feel the other two are somewhat more plausible, but it makes me laugh so hard every time he's like, "Oh, see, and he's speaking Italian and this above ground pool, and the parents don't seem to think it's weird that this man is in his clothes in the pool, and then finally he's like, "Oh, polo," and he's now playing polo. Oh, it's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
And just the actor they got just really just steals my heart. I just feel he's so adorable.
Yeah, he really sells it. You're just you believe in his confusion and desperation.
I actually feel he's so concerned that they're saying his name but not understanding that he's there.
Yeah.
He really just dove into that role as the actual Marco Polo transplanted from somewhere else, which is just so magical to me.
This sounds a lot to me like the Arrested Development gag with the little Korean
Anya.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says his name back every time. Anya.
That's true. It's a lot like
But I
that.
want to see it still.
Yeah. Brie?
I only really saw the squirrel one.
That's not even one of them.
The spy one. The spy one where she's complaining about the squirrel. Sorry.
Wild card.
But I really like it.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
So what do you think? What wins Best Geico?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go with the spy one because I feel like that's what you two vote. I mean, the hard thing is like I actually love all of them, so I am.
Yeah, so it's really
But I do really like the spy one because the mom is just so ridiculous in it too.
It's pretty great.
And honestly, I can hear my friend Kristen does that. You know that SNL gag where it was Chris Farley and Adam Sandler, and Chris Farley's playing the wife, and she's like he's like being the worst, and Adam Sandler like hates her, and she's just like, oh, did you hear that, Hank? You know, they're selling ice cream sandwiches are on sale. And he's like, oh my God, getting them all able. And he's like so annoyed. And my friend Kristen is so great at it. Like her timing of just inserting it. Whenever something's happening and something will happen, she'll go, oh, did you hear that, Hank? They're out of blue moon. And you're like, oh my God. And that is what I thought of when I saw that commercial of like, that's the kind of mom that would be like, you know, she's just can't understand her son is like in this death situation. And I can just imagine being like, oh, did you hear that? I don't know where he's at, you know, and she's just so clueless and wonderful.
So I like that it's not just that the commercial is good, but that you've got like an entire narrative construct
callback.
Most of the things in my life have entire narratives attached to them. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Like, you're basically just got headcanon like fanfic going.
I mean, even for Geico commercials, you know, like even in the Geico, I'm like, how did Marco Polo get in this above ground pool? Like, was he zapped in somehow? Is this like
oh, you didn't say it was an above ground pool. I vote for that. That's hilarious.
Sorry, Spy. Marco in an above ground pool. Above ground pools are inherently funny.
I think the answer to that is we'll post it on the Electric Fancave site and you tell us what you think is funniest.
Ooh, producer Bree. Nicely done.
That's why we pay her the big bucks.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
We don't pay her. We don't get paid.
I feel good about these awards, you guys. It felt cathartic.
Yeah.
I'm glad we solved all the problems with the Emmys.
Oh wait, we forgot the best one.
What?
The award for best straight man in a comedy goes to Andre Wagner.
Andre Brower.
Every year.
That guy too.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his last name?
Yes.
Oh.
What did you say?
I don't know. I didn't say anything. I don't remember
I thought
what
you said the same thing that she said.
Yeah, I totally did. That's what I said. I said Andre Brogner. Letters.
Where'd you get an N from?
It has an N in it, doesn't it?
No.
Andre does.
Andre does have an N. That's
There's
true.
no N in team.
Well.
Or Effie.
Effie.
Yes, Andre Brower gets best straight man in a comedy, playing a gay man.
I know.
In Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh my gosh, you're right. There's no N in that.
Who knew? Who knew?
I love it.
Well,
that's even better. Giving you an award.
For me, silly.
You
well,
pulled
anyway, he wins for best
pulled a
straight
Kiefer
man.
Sutherland at the awards this year. He did an Adele Dazeem this year when Tatiana Maslany won for Orphan Black. But the thing is, so with the Adele Dazeem thing, it became like a thing because everyone knows who Idina Menzel is. It was like, really? Yeah. Nobody seemed to notice that when Tatiana Maslany won, he said to Tanya Mosley.
No,
yeah, straight up.
You just put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Tatiana's an actual name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Tatiana's from Midsummer Night's Dream. Maybe he was, in a Shakespeare mode.
And really, he just at least it's like Adele Dazeem is ridiculous because that's not even close. But he just kind of mispronounced it, like Mazil.
Yeah.
He just was putting the wrong emphasis on wrong syllables there, and I think that's probably why.
This just reminds me of the Key and Peele sketch where he's trying to get Balake to sign in.
Don't screw up, hey, Ron!
Yeah, he messed up.
Everywhere I said within the last 48 hours, and I just forgot. One of my favorite ones is when he tells him to go to Oshag Hennessy's office at the end.
It's like just a throwaway joke at the end.
You better go to Oshag Hennessy's office.
You mean Principal O'Shaw? Get the out of this class.
Oh, it's so good. Oshag Hennessy.
Brilliant.
Oh man, yeah, that's a classic.
Should have voted on Best Appeal sketch, seeing how they won.
Oh, I know. That would have been impossible.
Best Drunk History episode.
Oh my gosh. Well,
it's impossible. It's impossible to vote on that. Oh no, it's not.
It's Harriet Tubman. Yeah. Clearly.
For the Key and Peele sketch.
And the Oscar and Emmy for
Drunk
Best
History
is
Parkour is pretty good too. Have you seen that one?
Parkour.
I must have, but I don't
Key
remember.
and Peele.
Everybody wins for Harriet Tubman, obviously. Yeah. Speaking of which, next week on the Fan Cave, join us with our dear friend Avery Holton as we Drunk History. We're going to watch the premiere of Drunk History. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a good time.
Maybe we'll even share a drunk history story.
Yeah, exactly.
That we
We'll
I mean, I've got one in my back pocket that I'd love to share that no one ever cares
Oh, good.
About. Share.
Perfect. Yeah, so next week, look out for that. It's going to be a good time. Avery's been waiting for this forever. So we're going to do that.
That'll be awesome sauce.
So we hope you've enjoyed the Effies today. We will post these commercials and whatnot on the blog, which I'm super behind on anyway, but it'll at least be on the old audio thing soon. And thank you, producer Bree and Wesley.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
For joining today and being a part of this deliberation. We couldn't have done it without you.
We could not have.
It's like
we wouldn't have had any of your extra nominees of shows that we don't watch. So.
Yes, exactly. So make sure that you follow us on all the things, the Twitter, the Facebook, YouTube, all the Stranger Things, Electric Fan Cave, on all that jazz. Rate and review us on iTunes so it'll help more people find our podcast, and you'll have something to talk about around the water cooler with your coworkers. Don't forget to share us and all that jazz. And hey, we're so glad you're here. So for this week, I'm Corrigan Vaughn.
I'm Bree Ambersaya. Producer Bree.
I'm Wes Jax.
And I'm Kristen Lotterell.
Peace out, everybody.
See ya.
Take it easy, kids. What to do with my hand?